I need some water bad. About to get sick, folks. Power lines, and it's challenging. Some rough stuff I just went through. Forgot to turn on my camera. Hope it don't get too much rougher. I might have to head out. About the limit on this big bike. I know don't look it right here, that's why I stopped, because I didn't need the momentum to keep going. It's slick out here too. There's some mud places and soft sand and loose rock, and on my little bike used to be a breeze. I'd just be flying through here. But on this behemoth with a full tank of gas, you know, we'll see where it goes. Keep going, keep the momentum, and don't slow down, especially on these hill climbs. And I don't know which ones are the easy ones and which ones are the hard ones. All right, here we go. Slick. Now I'm not the right tires for this. A mostly worn Motaz Adventure GPS in the rear and a Shinko 805 in the front. When it's slick out, they're not the most confidence-inspiring. They're good for fire roads, but this ain't no fire road.
Okay, folks, here's some critical errors that are being made in this ride. Too many almost to mention, but what I want to share is that heat stroke is a real deal and is very, very possible when you're out riding in the summer months, especially down here in the south. The temps aren't as bad as being out in the desert out west, but the humidity often gets up to 70, 80, 90, 95% in the summer months, and you just cannot cool off once you get overheated. First critical mistake, I had on too much gear. I was trying out one of those chillet vests, and it works great when you have air flowing, but in the slow stuff, it is just another layer of insulation. So I had on this chillets vest and a riding jacket that didn't have the best ventilation. It was a great riding jacket, but I just had on too much gear. Second problem, I was in an area I had never been. I was scouting. Third problem, I was scouting on a 535-pound KTM 1090R. Next problem is I didn't have any cell service, and no one knew where I was. So problems were going to happen. I'll just tell you that I had, after what had happened, and you'll see on here, I had several symptoms of heat stroke. I couldn't think clear. My energy was sapped. I was nauseous, disoriented. I had all the classic signs, and it came on so fast. I was fine until I had to deadlift the bike, which you'll see, and then another deadlift, and then after that I couldn't do it. Several things happened after this ride were that I immediately decided the 1090 was not going to be my bike any longer. I had been contemplating the next bike, but it's just too tall and too heavy for me. I love it as a bike, best bike I've ever owned, but you know, it just wasn't the best bike for me, not my style of riding and the terrain I like to ride on an adventure bike. A lot of y'all know what I'm on now. We'll talk about that later in a future video, but we can have some fun at my own expense and see the calamity of errors that I've made here. So I'm just going to let some of these videos roll and understand this is how things can go wrong really fast.
You can see that there's a layer of big chunk gravel down over this, but what it's over is just a bunch of loose softball size sandstone gravel. So everything is real loose and rutted, and on a big heavy bike like this, getting started, if you own an adventure bike, you know, once you're on a steep hill, and I know it doesn't look like it here, but it's fairly steep, is you can't get going. I am going to try to get going, and I am hoping for the best. It doesn't get any easier, but from what I can see, it doesn't get worse. And it looks like it flattens out. Famous last words. I tell you though, if I go down again, I'm definitely turning around, because I also am going to get dehydrated quick. I just realized when I stopped to get gas, my water bottle, I left my rear tank bag open, and my water bottle is gone. It bounced out. I may find it on the trail on the way out if it didn't go out on the highway. I think it probably went on this trail somewhere, but I have no water. So, and it is way hot out here. We'll see if I can muster this through here. And I'm right in this bacon ass sun. Excuse my language. Drop it. Whoops. Okay. Whoa, slippery. Well, I turned it off. That was weird. Didn't want to go off. See, the problem with having these type of tires, a knobby would have just bit in. Let's see what this looks like up here. I am winded, folks. I overdid it, folks. I am way too hot. Oh, See? Can't even get started without doing that. Damn it. Crap. I need some water bad. About to get sick, folks. I am weak right now, so my riding's not going to look too good. What was I thinking trying to come that by myself on this hot ass day? Gotta stop for a second. Oh my God, my arms. Still got to get out of here. Arm pump is rough. Just a little too much bite for this stuff, unless you're Chris Birch. And I'm not. And right now I'm so tired, my skills are way down. I know I'm sitting, I should be up on pegs, I'm just tired. I'm recording not to show y'all anything good, show you what not to do, is to go out by yourself and get in over your head on a bike you can barely lift. Some predicaments, if it was upside down or something, there's no way I could get it up. I doubt there's cell service right here. I'm almost certain there is not. I am also confident if the weather was about 50 or 60 degrees, I would be feeling good and would try this. But, and with somebody else, the problem being is way too hot. And the heat, and especially the humidity when you cannot cool off, sucks your energy right out of you. And it just instantly sucked mine. There's the road, I'm not far. I didn't even go that far back. There's my water bottle, thank goodness. I'll have to go on down to park and get it. Whoa, I did not see that. I can't even park this dang thing without getting hung up. I'm going to briefly try to talk about what happened. So I think I was on the verge of a heat stroke, or I was getting really nauseous. And it's still that way with trying to lift my arms. I had no energy to even lift my arms. I mean, it was like my arms weighed 150, 200 pounds each. And they're still feeling that way. This airflow is helping it. This chillets vest is helping it. But heat is a killer. Let me explain some things. I hope you don't tell me I have to keep my visor up. The humidity is probably 80 to 90% right now. The heat is in the mid 80s, so it feels like closer to 100. No breeze. I was stuck in a traffic jam, which you'll probably see in a minute, for about 10 miles. And the heat coming off the tarmac in the bike was awful. I had my adventure jacket on, which was fine, doing 60, 70 miles an hour. I was getting airflow in my chillets vest. But when the going got slow, I overheated. And once I overheated, I could not cool off. I've been there once before. And I lost my water, because that cold water would have cooled my core. My core was overheating. I knew it. And I was about to get in a predicament where I was going to be unable to pick up my bike and unable to ride out. And I was there, as you can see. So the moral is, don't go out on gnarly stuff by yourself, especially on a huge ass adventure bike. I'll talk more about this later. I'm exhausted. But I'm out, and I got about a 2-hour ride home. Talk to y'all later.